Chronic stress and burnout costs UK employers an estimated £51 billion per annum. That's £51 billion every year lost to sick leave and people burning out and taking off every year because of chronic stress. And ground zero of all of this is the send education and send care industry, which faces significant churn, significant absenteeism, and significant burnout rates. In fact, some of the literature that I've been through suggests that in education, there's a 1 in 3 churn rate. In other words, 33.3% of staff quit every year and move on to something else. In send care, and the care industry in general, it's 1 in 4. However, if we break that down into first-year carers, people who've just started the job or finding their feet within the first 12 months of service, it's 48% of them, so roughly 1 in 2. Those are significant numbers. And it's not that people are weak, it's not that people are soft, it's not that people are rubbish at what they're trying to do. These are people, think about this for a second. You don't go into send education, send care, unless you feel a calling towards helping the send community. Like, that is not a vocation that people go, I'll just try my hand at this. It's not being a bartender at your local pub. It's not packing shelves at your local supermarket. People aren't going into that willy-nilly and carefree. Like, that is the type of industry that you go into because you feel like calling towards it. And even people who are feeling a cause and like a calling towards that are facing such significant burnout rates, such significant chronic stress, that they have a high churn rate. People are just walking away. And the problem with that, specifically for the UK, is that we are facing a dwindling supply pool. It's estimated that the supply pool is shrinking by 30,000 annually. And the problem as well is that the international routes for foreign workers to come in have been closed. And what that means is we've got less and less British people going into the workforce in these specific sectors. And we've also got no one coming in from overseas to fill that gap. And so retention of staff becomes not just ideal, but it becomes existential. You have to retain your staff if you want to continue to deliver that mission. And the companies and people who set these things up, the charities and so forth, that look after the send community are doing so because it's an important mission. It's a very important mission. It's one that's very close to my heart. Obviously, I'm a send parent, and I need to make sure that my child is getting the provision and intervention that he needs. And that's also another key part, is these people are the primary medium through which all professional interventions aimed at helping send individuals develop and thrive to flow. Your educators, your carers are the primary people through which every intervention, whether that's interventions aimed at emotional regulation, whether it's interventions aimed at communication, whether it's interventions aimed at eating, whether it's interventions aimed at just being able to self-regulate and make it through a day without melting down. These people are the ones who administer those things. And these are specialist interventions. They're not things that you can just Google and DIY your way through. Trust me, I know. And so it becomes massively important, or at least I can see that it is massively important, that someone does something to help these institutions retain their staff to solve the problem that they have with burnout and churn. And that is something I'm trying to do. I'm quite excited about it because I'm taking the metabolic psychology concept that I talk about, that I bang on about, and I'm coming up with tools and systems that allow it to become the base of an anti-fragility framework. In other words, I'm going to help send carers and send educators build their anti-fragility so that they can face that chronic stress day in, day out, and deliver the mission. The mission is deliver the interventions and the care that these SEND individuals need without burning out, without being wiped out by that chronic stress. I'm going to build their anti-fragility using metabolic psychology as the foundational base, and I think it has tremendous potential. In fact, and I won't name them yet because nothing is signed and nothing is certain, but I'm in talks with a national SEND charity about running a pilot of this concept at one of their facilities. And that is incredibly exciting, because if I can prove the concept, if I can prove that it works, and then get investment to scale and make it more widely available, we can make a tremendous difference for this community, and we can make a tremendous difference in the lives of the SEND individuals that they are looking after. And I'm excited about that.